Hello you guys and welcome back to the Fit channel. Today we'll be utilizing the NARS Hydrating Primer, which I have right here. And let me tell you really quickly, I was very grateful and gracious to share this platform with you guys on a daily basis. So I appreciate all of your support, you guys. Thank you so much. Now for this video, I'm going to show you how to do a medium coverage type of foundation and makeup. So I'm gonna prime my skin, and while I let that sink in and just like penetrate for a minute or two onto my pores, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the concealer, color correcting, and foundation, because today it's gonna be all about complexion. I'm gonna start with color correcting. I have this beautiful dark circles around my eyes that are hereditary, is that how you call it? And the relationship that I have with Domel, I've learned a lot of things from him. He is definitely a masterpiece when it comes to makeup, and I am grateful to share my life with him. It's almost been 10 years, and I gotta say that I'm grateful and thankful to share my life with him, because I couldn't have it any other way. Now I am color correcting, so I'm gonna let that sit in for a second. I'm gonna pretty much conceal all the darkness. Like, I see darkness here, I see darkness here, potentially darkness here. It's definitely gonna take you like on a roller coaster when I tell you that you have to be very comfortable just like making mistakes and keep blending. A lot of the times the key to success is blend, because that's what it truly is. Like, blend. Now that I have that, I'm gonna start pretty much applying the regular brightening concealer. So this is gonna be brightening, and because I'm gonna use it to brighten, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna use it right here, and I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. Now this is like at least 10 shades lighter than me, and you may ask, why would you do that? Because I want to brighten the areas where I feel like they need to be brightened. Onto the skin, press it onto the skin. You will learn that a lot of the times it takes more time for blending and trusting your instincts rather than anything else. This is the number 11 Magic Touch Concealer. Love this. This is so full coverage, and so I'm gonna apply it. It's a little bit more my skin tone, is more of a natural finish for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and press it just to add a little bit of coverage in here, just so it blends perfectly. And it's just like a buffing brush, like a mini buffing brush, and you would apply like this. You can also apply everything with a sponge. And I feel like when it comes to medium coverage or even full coverage, you want to apply it with a brush to have more precision and look more flawless finish. Now don't worry, you're gonna make a lot of faces when it comes to this marinade. So this is the Tarte one. This is way lighter than my skin. And this is the closest one to my skin, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills on number 11. See, way different. So you gotta have some options. In the case that you don't have one or the other one, work with whatever is best for you. A lot of the time, some people just like use foundations, and that's just fine. If that's what's working for you, let that work for you just fine. Overconsumption, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just gotta keep it cute and keep it tight. Now, if you guys have any questions about anything in particular, let me know in the comments down below. Today, it will be mainly focused on brightening and giving you a full overall complexion with brightening in certain areas. Go ahead and use my sponge. This has already been moist, and you're just gonna press it to ensure that the coverage and the blending is there. And when it comes to makeup, do me a favor and do not over criticize, especially if you're barely starting. You can't expect to have like a full face of makeup, all Glamazonian with little to no knowledge. So always start from whatever works for you. A lot of the times in the makeup industry, people used to ask me like, what do you normally start with? Do you start with eyes? Do you start with face? Normally, you would want to start with eyes just to avoid any fallout, or if you have any fallout and you already did your complexion, you want to have powder. But everyone has a different method, so always keep in mind that not because somebody does it in a specific way, it means that you're doing it wrong. Because my main goal today is brightening and giving myself more like light, but I got a huge spider bite on my elbow. Oh my gosh, it got so swollen that I was like gooped and got, to say the least. Like I was like surprised. Now for underpainting, I'm gonna apply the Danessa Myricks. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Balm, and I don't know the shade of this. I can't really see it. This is Fair number 1. And for this one, I'm gonna apply it with a sponge like this. Just preference. Nothing like too extreme. Now, if you feel like you need to use a different brush, you can definitely do that. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Sephora one, and I'm just gonna press it. I'm not moving it, I'm just pressing it in here in the same areas. Because what I want is to brighten, not to move around, not to do anything like exaggerated, but just like to press. Now keep in mind, skin preparation, it's a big deal. Like you have to ensure that your skin is on top of everything. You have a good moisturizer, you have a good balm, you have a good eye cream. This is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. This is by Hourglass. And so I'll go ahead and apply this. Put it on the back of my hand, 2 pumps. I'm gonna start with that. And I'm gonna use the same Sephora brush because I'm gonna make sure that everything is blended. Usually start from the middle. So as you can tell, I'm distributing the product very quickly, but I'm pressing it into the skin. And don't you worry if you feel like, oh my gosh, this is looking a little, you know, funky sauce, to say the least. But you wanna look stunning, paying more detail to your makeup. Now this portion, there's 2 extra pumps that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use them and I'm gonna apply it with the sponge. And now we're gonna beat the face. Now for this, I actually have to grab myself because I will literally be beating my face. Now for the powder today, I will be using the Laura Mercier, and I'm gonna use, you know, whatever quantity it takes me to get my makeup done and just ensure that I have a beautiful canvas. Off with my Laura Mercier, and I'm just gonna stamp it onto my face. Now everybody's different and everybody does their makeup different. So it's totally up to you how you wanna do it, but this is what I wanna do. Today I wanna look flawless and have like a beautiful, like awake face, especially because that is a goal. That is a goal today, to look flawless, have a different dimension to my face. I'm gonna play with the makeup today. Just gonna add a little bit more because that's what we need. Like right here. I'm gonna let this sink in for a second. I'm gonna use the one size. This is on the shade Black Brown. I definitely have learned throughout the time that I enjoy more of a grayish tone for my brows, but that's just my personal taste. Like so. Like that. And then I'm gonna let this stay for a little longer. And I'm gonna start applying the things that I need the most on my face, especially because I feel like I need to like set right here and right here. And wherever you feel like your foundation breaks the mold, or you are just like, oh my gosh, like my foundation, I can tell right away, you know, that it's like not working, you want to press onto your skin. Blush and the powder are gone and the blush is applied. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like clean these areas. As much time as you let this marinate, the more flawless it's gonna look. Because of time and purposes, I'm just gonna go ahead and sweep this and apply it like that, and I'll go ahead and add another layer later at the end of this video. But usually you want to take your time, especially if you're going to an event. You want to make sure that you're ready and you're not going up against, like, racing against the time, especially if it's an especially important event. For blusher, I'm gonna use this palette. This is by Kimchi and Plastic Tiara by the brand Kimchi. You can find this at CVS or at kimchi.com. So I'm gonna do a mixture of between the peach or coral with the pink. So you can grab and build it as much as you want to. And then you're gonna jump onto the pink one, excuse me. And you're just gonna add and build it as much as you want it to. So like that. Now this is one of the tricks. I'm gonna grab a different brush and I am gonna wait for this. For contour, I have Ben Nye. This is the eyeshadow in Cork, and I also like the silver from Sephora. But usually I have so much success with the Cork one that I'm just gonna go with this one because this works fantastic for me. So I'm gonna grab the same brush from the bronzer and the blush. Now, if you feel like that is plenty, like you can see the harsh line here, you're just gonna blend. You're just gonna blend upwards. As said so far, I'm gonna apply that same brush that we talked before with the powder. This is again the translucent powder, and I'm just gonna do another layer. Don't be afraid of using your powders. Trust the process. I know sometimes it doesn't look like it, but trust the process. So you just grab this one, the same powder puff, and look at this. Gonna grab more. You can remove the excess there and build it as much as you want to. Gonna grab more. Gonna repeat the process on the left side. And just like so. Melt on the shade Malibu. This is the Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer. Now, I don't like shiny bronzers. Like, don't give me that. Some people do, some people don't. My preference on my skin is no. Give me my regular bronzer. Like right here. This marinate for a minute. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start blending it and making sure that everything looks flawless as it should be. Just gonna make sure that everything here is looking dolled up. And I'm gonna ensure that I don't have anything on the inner corners because that can sit in the inner corners, and you know, those are like the worst. I'm just gonna make sure that I blend this, that everything looks flawless, airbrush finish. And so what I'm gonna be doing now is I am gonna go ahead and grab my beautiful Pro palette. I highly recommend you guys to make a quick stop onto the Pro palette. If you guys have items that could be depotted or items that are already, you know, magnetic, just use them. Amazing quality, love this. And so what I'll be using is, so this is the Charlotte Tilbury powder. This is to brighten up the under eye, just to ensure that it gives you a little bit dulled up, but we're not there yet. So I'm gonna do a dual finish by Lancome, and I'm gonna apply this to, just to give a little shush. So I'm gonna do the bronzy shade right here, just to add a little bit of the like shape. And you're gonna see the beautiful effect I lips. Lip combo, I'm gonna be utilizing the Huda Beauty. This is a muted pink. This is one of my favorite lip combos. And just gonna grab right here. And so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna apply, after finishing the lip liner, I'm gonna do the Interview. This is the lipstick by Huda Beauty. And just gonna press it like that. Now I'm gonna use my fluffy brush that we have powder on, and I'm just gonna swipe right here. I want to use this Ben Nye. I don't think I've used it. This is the fuchsia shade, so I'll use the fuchsia shade with my sponge. And I'll just like press it, like right there. Charlotte Tilbury. Just gonna add it right here, and just add it right here. I'm gonna melt all the makeup that I have on to make it cohesive, to make it look natural. So for that, I have the e.l.f. This is a Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I always shake it. This doesn't have anything to be shaken, like inside, where the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist, it has like a ball, and I like to just mix them. This is the Mel Cosmetics Santa Barbara Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this and I'm just gonna blend it here, just to add a little bit of definition, especially because I want something very natural. My main focus today is to have pretty much my complexion well done. Like that. For mascara, my best favorite mascara from drugstore is this one. This is a Maybelline Falsies mascara and I love this product. So I wanted something like natural or so, like that. If you feel like you need more, you can definitely grab more, but I don't want a lot to the point that I'm not feeling too comfortable. Like that. That to me is more than enough. Now, I'm gonna show you what it looks like live, and come with me and let me know, what do you guys think?